it's my own. I've never heard any other reader say it. I've never read it in a book. It was just one of those things. And I always advise readers that your cards are going to speak to you in their own way. No matter what I say, no matter how I see the cards, your own cards are going to speak to you in a very different, unique way. Because we all have different connections. We all see messages in different ways. And so that's why I would say tarot is not a science. It is an art form. It is the messages that you receive. They're your tools to see stuff. And so, 10 different readers could look at this and we all come up with different stories. So there's no right or wrong way. One thing that I learned right from the beginning, with that little prologue there, is this. When these two come out, someone is getting, so excuse my French, but someone's getting the fuck out of Dodge when the Four of Swords and the Six of Swords comes up. They're done. They're done. They're out. Don't want it. I'm getting out of this. And it was literally like, I do readings for people. I used to read a lot for friends and family. And they'd get this in their reading, almost like the Tower. This combined energy is, maybe they've been planning it. Maybe they've been doing it. And it was just like, yeah, I'm out. I'm out. And I saw people just pack their stuff and not even pack, leave a note and they've left the house. Or, you're like, hey, what are you doing at home? Yeah, I decided to quit my degree, or I decided to leave that job. It's that kind of energy. But when these two come up. So I wanted to say that that's my own personal thing. Whenever I see them two in a reading and they're both in the present. So some of you might be dealing with that now or be very close to doing that. It makes sense. It makes sense. I absolutely get this reading. It's one of those ones that just slaps you in the face and you're thinking, well, tell us, Jay, we don't get it. All right. Geminis. Right. So let's see. We've got the two aces coming up. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. New beginnings, right? New beginnings. This is the acorn. I always see the Ace of Pentacles as the acorn, that it has the potential to become that oak tree, but it's going to require long-term commitment from you to grow it into that. Right? So, but you see potential in it. So we're going to do it. Not just that. You don't just see the potential in it. This is it. You've got this full cup. You're feeling good and you want to use that. It's almost like your beautiful, positive emotions that you have. You're using to water this proverbial acorn that you're going to grow into, that oak tree. I love that energy. I love that. So with July, it's very much about, what do I begin? What am I going to start? What do I need to do here? How do I feel about this? Because remember, with the Ace of Cups, what's in your cup? Because whatever's in your cup, you're going to take that into the world and it will be matched. It will be matched. Now, why I got so excited when I saw the Knight of Cups in the past, and I'm speaking fast, Gemini, it feels like your minds must be on speed at the moment. Make good use of that, because by the time some of you watch this, Mercury will be retrograde. You look at him. Do you see how he's staring into his cup? You've done some heavy duty work on how you feel. How do I feel? What's my dream? How do I want to feel? Is this delusional? What am I doing here? But it's all feelings. It's all feelings. There's no swords coming up. The swords are all there. That's there. We're looking at how we got here. What's driving us forward? That's what the top row is. The underlying, the fuel that's in this, what's coming in with us, what the focus is on. Going to get to that in a moment. The foundation. Last week, last month, last year, it doesn't matter. And you, buddy, have been exploring this dream. The Knight of Cups is about pursuing a dream. It's the delusional romantic. It's the one who, people just say this guy's all talk, like he's not another one of his dreams. That's how people treat the Knight of Cups. That I'm going to go off and I'm going to be a sailor, or I'm going to go. That is the Knight of Cups. And so a lot of people are afraid to share their dreams. I've come across that a lot in my life. I'm not. I'm one of those people that I can say anything. Hey, maybe I want to go be this and that, because I don't feel any shame in it. I don't feel like because it's a dream, but I have to do it. So I wish more people would talk about their dreams, but you've done some heavy duty dream work here. What do I want to do? How do I want to feel? And how do I feel? Look how he's staring into his cup. And yet when the Knight of Cups comes up, we can be seen as unreliable, because with this, he only knows how he feels and how he wants to feel. The dream is based on his emotions, right? He's not practical. So this is the lover that comes to you and says, wow, they promise you the sun, the moon and the stars, and we're going to run away and we're going to do this together. And it's like, yeah, that's not practical. How are we going to eat? Where are we going to live? Like that kind of energy. But we don't need to worry about the practical side of things. This has been about the dream work, and I love it. I love it, Gemini. I hope this resonates with a lot of you, because this is amazing energy. This is how people change the world. This is how people turn their lives around when they do this. where they spend that time dreaming, coming up with the dream, really looking at it. But it can be frustrating as well, right? It can be frustrating to sit with that dream, but you don't know how to get it. You don't know how to get it. But guess what? Out of that, you've got a full cup now. Spiritual growth, emotional growth. I know what I want. Some of you, this dream might have been there for a long time. If I see the Six of Cups come up as one of the clarifiers, then this is the return of an old dream. But at this point, you are so aware of what's in your cup, and look at all the wonderful stuff that's in that cup, right? But more importantly now, you actually know what practical step to take. You see the potential, it's not just about how you feel. It's not just about the dream. You've got that acorn there now. You know what to put effort into. That's not the point. Now, even if you haven't, I can almost hear people saying, well, I still don't know. Okay. Do you know why you don't know? I think you do know. But you're not considering all of the acorns, because if you're going to go grow that acorn, so let's stick with the acorn analogy. If you're going to go grow that acorn, why would you even consider it if either you don't have a garden or your garden is full of shit? Because you know you're going to have to clear the shit out first, right? Before you can plant your acorn there. That's where we are. That's where we are. You've done so much work around this dream. You're ready now. New beginnings, right? New cycles coming in. I'm so ready for it. And yet, who's breaking their back carrying shit that no longer serves them? Now, the Ten of Wands, it may be that, it doesn't have to be anything nefarious. This might be, you've got a very busy job, you've got family to take care of, you've got this life that you might have different jobs, responsibilities, you're taking care of elderly parents, like whatever, right? We all have life. We all have things. We don't mind doing them, because the Ten of Wands, it starts off with the Ace of Wands. We were excited and passionate. We were willing to put energy into this. It was our thing. We're going to do this. And yet it's become too much. Overburdened with commitments, responsibilities. It's too much on our plate. Now, that's for some of you. That's the focus, right? What everything revolves around. I would say it's something external to whatever's going on. For some of you, the dream itself has become that burden. It's become too much. It's when, I always see the dream, or that's the spark that's within us. Now, we can use that to light that bitch up and, light the path ahead up so we can go towards our dream, or it can consume us from the inside. It consumes us, that spark. So for some of you, the burden itself is the dream, that you've not been able to do anything, but that changes. So, if it's just, I've dreamt I'm going to do this my whole life or whatever, this is it now, guys, to pick to where you're going to plant that acorn. How do we get this? How do we get this practical potential here? I'm going to say this to you as well. I'll give you a few examples of how that energy plays out. If you've been romantically dreaming about someone, you love them and you have emotions for them, but you don't know, what do I go and say to them? How do I do this? With the Ace of Cups, that's you knowing what's in your cup and offering it. And Pentacles then are the physical reality of that relationship. You commit emotionally to making this work because you've dreamt about it for too long. But you are the one that must commit to doing it with the Ace of Pentacles. A lot of people want a long-term relationship and they expect it to show up as the Ten of Pentacles, the oak tree. And yet it isn't. It starts off as the acorn. That's the work of a lifetime that gets us to where we want it to be. But guys, with the Ten of Wands here, look at that. It's the end of that cycle's done. It's like we don't need to carry this. And I don't mean that, if you're taking care of people, they're responsible for you, that you just shun them and say, well, screw you, I'm going to go follow my dream. That's not what it's saying. It's not what it's saying. If you honestly believe, and I won't deny, I won't dispute it with you. If you tell me, Jay, I can't, because this card says it's a burden of your own choosing. You are choosing to carry this. And you'll always hear people say, well, Jay, no, because I can't put my family in financial jeopardy. I can't lose the house. I've got rent to pay, or, that person's married, or, whatever. How can I do this? How can I go for this? True. Absolutely true. Anything that you say, it is your truth. It's your truth. And I will not argue with you. I'll believe it. Then this reading is done for you, those people, because it's then own it, live by that, and try to lessen as much as you can, right? Bring that emotional energy that you have to what you are doing right now. Find something to love in the burden that you're carrying. That's all I can say for that. For those of you that are done with this and you're like, screw this, I'm not carrying this shit anymore. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. It's our choice, guys. It's how we use the energy. And you may have heard other readers say this, that we're not on the same timelines anymore. I was talking to someone earlier about this as well. And it's not, no one is higher or lower than anyone. Everyone, it's almost like saying that, you know, my cricket team is better than your football team. And it's like, really? How the hell do you compare cricket and football? You're playing two different sports. Or I bake cakes better than you play football. And that's what I've found a lot of people in the spiritual community doing. It isn't around that. If you've picked a certain path and it's what you must go through to get to where you need to be on that path. So there's no judgment here whatsoever. That's why I'm like, whatever your truth is, amen, good luck to you. Just own it. Just own it. Be open to yourself and don't judge yourself. Love yourself through whatever you're doing. Because we've got these two. Remember what I said? It's just getting the hell out of Dodge. Now, think of this. With this burden that's been going on, I'm going to say this for some of you. With that Four of Swords coming up, this could be a break. I need a temporary break. No more fighting. No more nothing. I'm not carrying that shit. Let me just put it down for a minute. Let someone else tend to the fires for that weekend or whatever it is. The Four of Swords, and especially for an air sign like you, Gemini, it's where let's put this shit down. Let's rest. Everyone go back to their corners. Let's let the dust settle. And you've gone through a time of healing. Like, this is deep emotional work I'm seeing. Deep emotional work. Why do I keep saying that? Because the card before the Four of Swords in the suit of swords is the Three of Swords, which is heartache, pain, loss, grief. And those three swords in the heart, this poor bastard has removed them. Very much kind of, don't you think it's like Snow White? And was it Snow White? Yeah. When, you know, in her coffin. But it's kind of frozen. Everything is frozen for a moment. Oh, I love this. I just noticed all these little animals kind of observing and watching. It's like, we're not going to argue. We're not going to do anything. Let's just pause. This can be a spa day. This can be recovery from the flu. This can be a time off work, you know, whatever it is. But it's a pause. It's a temporary separation. I want to say that to you as well. It's happening. I'm not predicting it. So I want you to know that it's in the present. That if you're not experiencing that, don't try to make that fit. But what I feel with the Four of Swords coming up, it might be that, you know, this might be a relationship or a dream, a job, right? That was perfect. It was a dream come true when it happened. But now you're ready to grow something more. And I was saying this the other day on Instagram as well, that I did a live, pulled a message for the solar eclipse. And I said, the cup gets full, but then what do? We change the size of the cup. Now all of a sudden it's not full again. Now we want more, which is fine. Nothing wrong with it. We get tired sometimes. So if you thought there was a relationship or a job or whatever that was your dream come true, it feels like you want to take it further, grow something, commit to something fully. That emotional stuff isn't enough. So we take a pause. We pause for a moment. Allow the thoughts to come in, allow that energy in, and stop carrying that shit even briefly. Even briefly. Because guess what comes out of that? You find a new path. You find something that, I don't even think you find the path. I think you find the courage to go jump and do something. The Fool. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. I want to talk about the advice first. These are both present oriented that leads us to the future. Future's not written in stone. It's our actions in the present that determine the future, or the flavor of the future that comes up. Let me put it that way. So, and if any of you want me to talk more about predictions in the future, don't forget to go put the suggestion in on my community page. I talk about that in the outro. And I'll pick a topic and talk about it this Sunday. So we have the Six of Swords here. The Six of Swords. And look at this. It's moving on. Moving on. And it's leaving the conflict behind. And if you think between the Four of Swords and the Six of Swords is the Five of Swords, right? And that's what this person, I don't want to fight. I don't want to do this. This could be like, you know, just noping the heck out of a situation. I don't want to deal with that shit. It's too much. I'm looking to grow and build and be positive and do all of this stuff. I don't want an argument. And so with the Six of Swords, this is using what you've learned from the past, using your time from understanding how you feel. I mean, that's a lethal combination, Knight of Cups and the Six of Swords. Because Knights progress a situation. You progressed it emotionally. Now it's about marrying that with that amazing mind that you have, Gemini, and going forward. Now, this could be literally moving. It could be a journey that we're going on. Like I said, getting out of a situation. It can be literal. It can be literal. Moving away from this burden. Or it can be internal, right? It's thoughts. Moving away from the conflict, from the have-tos, from the whatever. It's big and it's risky. I know that. I'm in no way trying to imply that this is an easy thing and that you're some kind of a pussy or something if you can't do it. I'm absolutely not saying that. You would not get the full. If this was a done deal, you know, job done, excellent, we know what's going to come up, let's go forward, you wouldn't get the full. The Fool is a risk. The Fool is the unknown. That's why the Fool is called the Fool. It's that simplicity, the innocence of the Fool to go and explore this when no one else would. Everyone else, that I'd rather carry the shit. At least I know what's on my back. Not her. And that's you guys. Going forward, there's this potential, this opportunity to go step into this brand new just journey, this cycle. It's something amazing. Now look at her. She's this mermaid. Someone left a comment, made me laugh, saying that I don't want that ratty tatty little, I think it was an American. I don't know. I'm just doing a stupid accent. I don't know who it was. But the knapsack. I'm not even taking that. I don't even want that shit. I'm ready to go forward. She's a mermaid. She's lived in the sea her whole life. That's you guys. You've been in that old cycle for so long. This is that fish out of water, of course, right? And mermaid out of water. But her legs have gone. So she trusts that she has everything she needs. She's evolved into this human now. And look at her face, the wonder and the awe. All she knows is the sea, and yet she leaves it willingly, happily, to go and have this new experience. She doesn't know what's going to be on land. She doesn't know what's coming up ahead for her. She knows nothing. She knows none of that. She doesn't know if she's going to meet friendly people or horrible people. But it's a new experience, and that's what she wants. That's what she wants. And so she has faith in herself. She has faith in the fact that, it's going to be brand new. This is that sense of anywhere but here. There are never any guarantees with the Fool. It is always a risk. But these two, if you have a look at them, this is more about what you're getting away from. So some of you have been trying to get out of a situation, or, but this is about what do you want to get into? But it's not even that, because this knows about what you want to get into. What's been keeping you stuck? It's a leap of faith, my lovelies. Not a single guarantee. It's very risky. I know I keep saying that. I'd love to say to you, oh my God, it's going to turn out exactly how you want it to. But that's not the point of it. We're not doing this because of an outcome. We're doing it because we want a new experience. Because it's time to give that bloody dream a go. Like, when are we going to do it if we're not going to do it now? Let's just go give it a go. Let's go try it. I need a break from all that stuff that I've been doing. Let's get some clarifiers. Yeah, because you're done, mate. Look, the world. You got the world. And that's how it goes. It's all the way goes from 1, the magician, which is Mercury, all the way to 21, the world. 0 is before the magician and after the world, right? It's that transitional phase. But the world is, you've got, and you know this, there's nothing left for you to get out of that situation. Yes, it helped you to dream. Yes, it helped you to build your muscles, whether that be spiritual, emotional, whatever. But, you carried that weight. You did it. But there's nothing else left for you to gain out of this situation. You know that. And you may need to take a pause to reflect on what you learned, to do your victory lap, to do whatever. Some of you will choose to stay. And I've been saying that a lot, It's like when you've finished your course at university, and some people are, but I like it at university. I like doing this. I like the workload, the studying and stuff. I don't want to go out there and find a job because that's risky. What if I don't get it? Wow, you want to be independent. Now, the other thing with this is the 9 of Pentacles is independence, it's confidence, but it's that sense of I did it. I did this for myself. I built this for myself. And also with that 10 of Wands there, please, especially if you're taking care of people, I don't mean children. I never mean children. I'm always talking about adults, because children, we are responsible for them. That's a whole different thing. We're talking about other adults. Now, with this coming up, that's the keeper of the well, right? The keeper of the well, that's a wishing well. I always see it as a wishing well. Every wish has a price. These look like 2 amazing wishes here. That looks like a massive wish there. But guess what? That doesn't happen if you carry this. That doesn't happen if you stay here. And no, it's a risk. The whole point of the Fool is people think when they see the opportunity, then they will jump. But that's not the Fool. That there's nothing in front of the Fool. Like, she doesn't know. Do you think she recognizes anything on land? She doesn't have any of that. It's unknown to her. It's unknown to her, completely unknown. And so it is a true leap of faith, jumping into the void, trying anything to make it happen. There's no, oh, that looks like a nice offer. That's not what the Fool is. That is not the Fool. It is the leap itself that counts with the Fool, nothing else. Now, with the 9 of Pentacles, though, it's see, this is moving on. It's almost the security of it, because this is the sanctuary, protecting what's ours, enjoying what's ours, that we've worked really hard for. But like I said, there's a price to be paid for that. And the whole thing of the Nine of Pentacles is great. You have this safe space that, you know, it's yours. Enjoy it. Please do enjoy it. But there's a whole world to explore outside of that. You're going to stay in your gilded cage, because that's what that's ultimately what it becomes.